praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Ba'asham, Rachaf, Wadash. Alright, double honors to the elders and the apostles of great wisdom who rule well, pushing Sunday to the gospel, picking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh and salutations to the sincere act of the apostolic gospel. In all righteousness and sincerity, which in your lives and your freedom to do so. Alright, so what I'm going to come on to today to do, I just wanted to go through some topics that I wanted to do sit down on, but I haven't gone out in a while. I usually go out every week, normal like a camp on Saturday. But now I want to go out here, highways and byways and do little, let's do little pushing on the board, because right now, I was coming, it was really sunny. But the most I had brought down the sun a little bit, brought out the wind, and it's nice out here right now. So it's a perfect opportunity to push the word, right? Alright, so what I wanted to just go into is something I read in the book of Matthew 24. So I can really get that real quick. Alright, Matthew 24. And you know what the whole book of Matthew 24 is all about, right? It's all about the prophesying of the end, okay? Prophesying of the things that will come, the way that the coming of our Lord Jehoshua will be, alright? So let me get that. What shall be the signs of his coming, okay? What shall be the signs of the last days, the latter days, right? When our people will be delivered. So the book of Matthew 24, and I'll start from verse 3. Matthew 24 verse 3. And I'm going to jump down to the point, but I'm going to get to Matthew 24 verse 3 just to show you the context, alright, of these precepts. Matthew 24 verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Okay, so this is one of those prophetic scriptures about apocalyptic scriptures. Goes hand in hand, alright, with the book of Daniel, the book of Revelation, because it's precise of the same things that the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation prophesy about. The book of Ezra as well. It tells you that what it's the usual suspects, right? Famine, the pestilence, the wars and rumors of war, nation rising against nation, people that are rising against people, and of course the condemnation, alright, the insurrection against those that fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. These are some of the things that you will see in these times. These are some of the things that are coming, in these times, because that is exactly the time that we're in right now. Okay, but the main point I wanted to go to, right, is let me quickly go to that, alright. Here it is, Matthew 24, verse 34, and it reads, Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Okay, that's the point I wanted to go into, I wanted to get to, okay? So once these signs are made manifest, right? So once these signs are starting to come to pass, and that's why we call this year, that's why the Apostle Taha ordained this year, the year of hastening unto the day of Yahweh, because you know that day is already near. Alright, that day, it's not something that is afar off anymore. It's not something that is near, okay? Alright, because what you have is that this current generation, okay, generation that we're living right now is not passing away, okay? We will see a situation where a new generation comes up and we're not in the kingdom, because that new generation will come in the kingdom, because what Yahushua already was in the prophecy that this generation shall not pass until all these things come to pass. Alright, until all these things, let me get that again, so okay, I forgot how it goes. Until all these things be fulfilled. So in other words, all of the prophecies that are written in the scriptures, all the prophecies that are going into the end of days, the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, all these things have to be fulfilled before, fulfilled before the end of this generation. Okay, so you have men that have been prophesying for years. You have men that have been carrying this truth, okay, for years now, and you, right, and you still, have, and now we're finally in that time where all the words of all the questions that you have been going to, all the all the things that Hebrew Israelites, okay, have been warning you about, all the prophecies that have been going into are coming to pass one by one, little by little, okay. You see them, so I cannot even little by little, big by big, they're going to pass. So you see that this is truly the appointed time, okay. This is the time of the end, the time when when the Most High Yahushua is coming, draws nearer and nearer. How are we to be doing in these times? Okay, you already know that I'm going to those scriptures preparing ourselves, alright? We're supposed to be strengthening ourselves in the faith, strengthening ourselves in these truths, we just as Jesus said, we search the scriptures, for in them, for in the scriptures, ye think that you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of our Lord Jehovah Shai. So you check the scriptures, you are constantly going through the precepts, going through the verses, trying to get your you're trying to get your mind sharpened, your mind straight for the tribulation that is about to come, because they're soon coming, right? Because soon coming, the world is about to enter that state of crisis, and that state of crisis of where chaos is everywhere. Okay, we're going back to the book of Matthew 24. You see all the things that you're speaking of. Going to the book of Second Esdras 15 and 16. You see all those things that is going on right now. It's already in that. We're already in that situation right now, but it hasn't gone or gotten to the where it hasn't gotten as bad as it can get. But we see this Biden presidency, man. He is getting ready. He's getting ready to do. The elites of the national bankers and they're getting ready to put in that work, putting that hell, especially on you Israel, especially on our people, because what's going to what's going on right now. I actually wanted to do a video about it in a sit down, but I also talk about it since if that the only thing I say forefront of my mind, maybe the spirit wants me to bring it, out, right? What you have is he's sending for those what I'm looking for, what I'm looking for. So that was that I'm not how they say. Well, basically, his 501c3 agents, his tax exemption agents, he's set up, basically this the mark the agents that he has set up, right, in the Israelite community, so-called Negro Latino American community, TD Jakes and the like. They see, I saw a video recently, that I think that was yesterday. The Akim was doing videos on how TD Jakes was trying to promote, taking these vaccines. But these are the kind of things that you see, man. They're pushing this thing so hard on our people, right? Even to the point of him, saying that you should get agents on, you get all these, you get agents in the ground to vaccinate Jake in the hood, in the so-called black neighborhoods. So that should even be the first sign to show you that these devils, man, they have nothing but evil in their hearts. They have bad plans for our people, because why would they go through all these troubles, right? For you, Jake, they don't give you already know they don't give a damn about you. These are your enemies, okay? And it should already goes without saying that if, alright, you're thinking about whether you should take the vaccine or not, man, you're better off just if you're thinking about whether you should take the vaccine or not, man, there's nothing else can tell you. There's nothing else I can tell you. Once again, don't take it, because the lessons, alright, videos exposés already gone out on this thing, and not just from the Hebrew Israelites, alright, not just from great news stuff, but other people as well. You are watching the news, alright, you're seeing what's happening to taking these vaccines, man. It's not worth it, okay, for whatever mandate that Esau jobs concerning it. Right, so going on back to the main topic, this generation shall not pass before all these things come. So that is why, right, I don't know, in the book of Corinthians, when the Apostle Paul, he said that some men will not even taste death, alright, because that's what he's going into. The same generation that was with Yahweh Shai during his time, during the time that he was prophesying, and the same generation that has come back again, right, through the process of reincarnation. And that word reincarnation, it means what? Back in the flesh, okay? I already know what I mean. Back shall as return back to the flesh. Alright. So that was through the process of reincarnation, coming back through the line of your forefathers, and there already been lessons already going out concerning all these topics, all the topics that we're going that concerning the scripture. Lessons are already going out concerning it. Even 501c3, there are already lessons concerning it, alright. I even have one on my page, it was actually a re-upload, just to show that what great listeners has already been speaking of these things long before, alright. You've already been speaking of these events long before it happened. Which event do you want to pick, right? Is it the current things they are seeing in these times, right? With the C19, with C19 with 5G, right? Or is it the 501c3 and all these agents that he has set up against our people? Because I've already spoken about all these things, okay? Because when the scripture says that what some shall know that in the last days that some shall depart from the faith, right, giving heed to seducing spirits and the doctrines of devil, right? Or even so that that you have so like I said to that precept. When anyway, I'm trying to check I was trying to go with precept, I can't remember it. But anyway, when it was like you have so many, right, Jake, that will give that will trust in Egypt today, that will give their soul wholly to Jesus' kingdom, worship the beast and his image, right? Worship, his money system, do anything for that dollar, do anything for that currency that the beast is paying them with, right? That he is paying them with. That's what you see with all these black church pastors, these plantation Christian pastors. That's the thing they're interested in. That mammon right there, right? That's that mammon, like that mammon, that fiat currency that he gives them, for pushing these doctrines. That's why you see TD Jakes will never go against homosexuality. Even the scriptures, it's all about what? Why? Even the scriptures is only against that, wiping out the Sodomites, okay, wiping out Sodom and Gomorrah, and leaving it as an example, right, as an ensign for the whole earth, showing you that homosexuality is not the way. When you see how this kingdom has been turned upside down, and when even though you have an example, in history, right, that it still exists, that still stands today. Oh, this breeze is getting a little bit strong. But anyway, what I was going to say, you have an example that still stands today in Sodom and Gomorrah about unrighteous dealings, right, unrighteous acts. You have examples all throughout the scriptures, and that's why I just put on Esau anyway. But still, you still have people that still want to do all these ungodly acts. You still have people that still want to do all these acts that against the scriptures. Talking about how it's okay, God loves everybody. Pushing that wine of Cesare Borgia. But of course, when your God is a homosexual, why would you be as well? It actually makes sense, because you already know the kind of the kind of wickedness that these Edomites get into, especially their elites. The Borgia family was one of the elites of Esau. So you know the kind of wickedness that they're going into. I don't need to expound on any of it, alright? So let me get that precept. So okay, I was Yahushua that said not Peter. I said that Peter said that there will be some that will not be stopped there, but it was Yahushua that said it. Then Peter also, there was Yahushua that said it first. Then Peter also repeated it. Then Peter also he also expanded on it. That there are some that let me read the precept. Right, the book of Matthew 16, verse 28, and it reads, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." Okay, that's what I'm speaking of. I'm speaking about Lord Yahushua and his coming. Like I'm also going to some preachers speaking about Lord Yahushua is coming, how he's coming in great glory, alright? And not just in great glory, but also in terror, because that's that's what the son of the prince of the son of the king of terrors right there. And he's not coming back, the way these Christians think about him coming back. And I've already gone through this a lot of times. He's not coming back peacefully, alright? He's coming back hella, he's coming back mad, he's coming back angry, pissed off, to bring destruction, alright? Book of Isaiah chapter 63. Let me get that. Book of Isaiah chapter 63. This is what our Lord Yahushua is coming will be like. Right? Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and for the people there was no one with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So that's how Yahushua is coming back. When he's coming back to shed blood, when he's coming back to get his hands, dirty, right? Proverbially, of course, because even the scriptures tell you, that when that even when this army goes up against Yahushua, that he will not raise up sword, nor anything against them, but with a shout, right, with a blast of his nostrils, they will all be consumed. Let me get that. I believe that is 2nd Ezra chapter 2. Just a little bit of just a little bit of hype for the coming of our Lord. Okay. I think it's Here it is. Alright, second Esdras 13. Now I want to start from the top. Okay. Second Esdras 13, so after I said 3 instead of 13. No, that wasn't close anyway. Second Esdras chapter 13. Not, I guess I'll, and I already know what it's speaking about. Okay, this is speaking about Yahweh Shai. You know, he's coming back. He's coming back with that great chariot. He's coming back with that great chariot. Okay, because what Esdras saw, that mountain is a chariot, and we've already gone through all the videos about what these chariots are, right? Even showing you clips as examples of a chariot and how they look. Okay, so this book of Second Esdras 13 verse 10, start verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. And that's right, because when Allah Yahweh comes, man, he's not going to come and personally jump down on the earth and start, slaying Edomites or heathen as it says. He's already way past that, man. You people aren't, right? You people of this world, you don't even know what's coming, because Allah Yahweh doesn't even need to raise a finger against you. All he needs to do is just a few blasts from his chariots, from those chariots, man, those missiles. Those are what do all the work. They already have his soldiers on the ready, on the go. And all they're waiting for is the day of their order, okay? And even those missiles, alright, those missiles are soldiers as well, alright? They are waiting for Yahweh to give the order, to give the go. And then they'll leave their silos, they'll leave their quivers and shoot all, shoot into Babylon, shoot into wherever else our Lord Yahweh sends them to. Okay, so 2 Ezra 13 verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. And that's speaking about the chariots, okay? The fire, that laser, that concentrated fire from the chariots, and it burned up the multitude, right? It burned up anybody that comes up against him, and it also burned up, all of you, the wicked, the unfaithful, the unrighteous. That's 2 Ezra 15 verse 2, I believe, that all the unfaithful shall die, no, that the unbelievers shall die in their unbelief, man. So that's what is coming, because this isn't the Christian church where they'll tell you that as long as you're a good person, right, you can make it, as long as you're a good person, you can be saved, as long as you're a good person. Then you don't need to believe in the Most High, you need to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because that's the proof right there, right, that you are truly a good person, or at least trying to be. Because even if you say that was call no man good except for Yahweh, not the call no man good but the Father. So at the end of the day, you're still trying to be the righteous. At the end of the day, you're trying to be righteous, and that's the only way that you can prove you're trying to be righteous is by fearing, first of all, fearing and believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Going into all these precepts in Proverbs 1 verse 7. And some scattered throughout the scriptures tells you the exact same thing, okay? And the fear of the Most High, the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that is the beginning of wisdom right there. That is knowledge, that is understanding. Okay, so if you don't have that healthy fear, even that belief, then how can you call yourself wise? How can you say that you're a man of understanding if you don't even understand the simple fact of who the power of the earth is, who the creator of you and the whole earth is? Alright, so now I have a few more precepts going into that. What I'm just going through just some of the milk precepts concerning what's what I'm looking for. Concerning how they will see things in this, how they think things in this generation. Alright, how this generation will not pass away before our Lord Yahushua comes back, because that the end is nigh. Right, the end is already manifest. This is already our appointed time. And all that we're waiting for is for these devils to just get over with, for them to just come down with that great wrath, Revelation 12 verse 12. So that we know that we are all the more closer to getting out of here, alright? So let me see if I can get that. How does it go again? Paul was speaking about that word. That's so I can try to remember that precept. I try to remember the precept. Something that posted that okay, yeah, we shall all be changed. We shall all be changed. In the twinkling of an eye at the last trump, yeah. here it is. Alright, the book of First Corinthians 15, verse 51, and it reads, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed." Alright, that's the speaking about the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Because if you go to that same, I know I have to go. This is why you have to go precept upon precept right now. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here little and here little. I believe that is Isaiah 29 verse 30, or Isaiah 28. I get those two pieces mixed up a lot. But anyway, because you know that and the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai, the elect will be transformed. Okay, you'll be given those new bodies. Those new bodies. Even the Apostle Paul speaks about it. So let me just read on down. Instead of having to go precept upon precept, let me just read on down because he actually goes into break it down. Okay, so the book of First Corinthians 15, verse 52. "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." And let me just stop right there because you have this. The Christian church has this doctrine that everywhere that has ever died in the whole earth will raise up in the last days. There's a doctrine like that. There's actually a doctrine like that because they see all these scriptures, but that's not actually the case. Okay, only the elect, right, will be raised up because those are the people that will, because only the elect, that are dead that are asleep in Yahweh Shai, that died in this truth. You have many men that have died in this truth, right? Goes with the other high priest Ababibi, King Masha, other high priest Yaikwa, men like that have died in this truth. And guess what? They are going back with Yahweh Shai. Okay, they will return with Yahweh Shai. They're not going to be reincarnated again, right? To go through. They're not going to be reincarnated again to go through hell all over again. Okay. They're coming back in those new bodies. They're coming back in those new bodies. And I wanted to say that they've already been given those new bodies, but we know that I believe that everybody will be given the new body at the same time. Not exactly a doctrine, but just me speaking as a man. Now I have to go into that and see whether it's and I have to go deeper into that. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that they are not dead, okay? Even those that in this truth are passed away, they're not dead, okay? They're simply asleep, okay? That what, and that is the book of Daniel chapter 12. Let me get that. I'll say that Prophet Daniel should go his way, right? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened to our elders that was there taking them off the earth after taking them off the earth that were in this truth, okay? Then the book of Daniel 12 verse 9, and he said, "Go thy way, Daniel, for the Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end." In other words, they are passed away right now. They are with a lot. They are with the Most High, they are with Yahweh Shai, alright, up in the clouds, and they want to come back again. With Yahweh Shai in his way. They're going to come back in those chariots as angels, because that's exactly who our people are, the Israelites, angels. Psalms 82, 6 verse 7. And when that word goes, it goes into words Alahayam, which if you look at the usage for that word, if you look at the usage for that word, it also means angels, okay? So that's what I was getting there. I think it's First Corinthians 15, alright? Can I continue? Alright, let me continue. First Corinthians 15 verse 52. "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be changed, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." Okay, because we need that change. Our body needs to be changed right now, because the only thing that these bodies are built for is destruction, okay? And the only thing, a peaceful opportunity for you to bring out these precepts that I saw in the book of Esdras. I think that is the 7th or the 9th or the, it's like I've forgotten the exact precept. So let me just quickly get that, alright? 2nd Esdras. Alright, so let me just try to let me just what's the one I'm looking for? Let's say a brief that precept, your precept is going into how a child that is born in, a child that is born in, anyway, a child that is born in the youth of a woman, is different from the child that is born in our old age. Okay, that's why you see, that's why you see doctors linking things like what that word, autism. Okay, that's why you see doctors linking things like autism, things like sickle cell, okay, Down syndrome to women giving birth at an older age, because a woman a woman that gives birth, okay, a child that is born in the strength of a woman's youth is different from the child that is born at her old age. So that's what I want to get right now. That is 2nd Ezra chapter 5. Let me go to that. Alright, the child that is born in the youth of a woman is different from the child that is born in the old age. Let me get that, okay? Okay, yeah, it is 2nd Ezra 5 verse 51. He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature, okay? And she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Alright, so the women that are born, alright, so the children that are born when a woman is young and when she's getting older, are getting less eggs and she's getting to her menopause are different. Like I said, that's why doctors are linking all kinds of disorders in children to to them being given birth at a when the woman is at an older age, things like that. Because what because a woman, and this is going into a little bit of red pill talk right now, but a woman has her fertile years, the time when she's at the when she is the most fertile, which is basically between that 16 to 25. Alright, but the what he has done, this is all part of his depopulation agenda, of course. He has made these women believe that they can get married at any time, or that they can be, because guess what? Now all these women, they want to spend those years, 16 to 25, when they get all this attention from men. They have men simping over them, buying, basically pay for everything that they need. So now they use that time to basically haul themselves around, get on the cock carousel, all these different red pills and technologies for what they do during these times. And then when they're now old and use the other body count of the hundreds, body count of hundreds, 200s, committed all manners of adultery and wickedness. That's when they now want to settle down. And those children that whatever children that they have after that period, man, they're not going to be right in the head. If nothing is wrong with them, but I mean, if nothing is wrong with them physically, they're not going to be right in the head, because even the scripture says that the children of adultery, alright, the children, let me see if I can get that. The children of adultery. Now I'm going into different things right now, but this is important to bring out, because Esau won't give you this information. Because Esau won't give you this information. You say that, oh no, everything is all good. If the child, as I was saying, if the child is all kinds of messed up, if the child is all kind of messed up and does all kinds of weakness, just say that there's nothing wrong with the child. Right? There's nothing wrong with the child that's disobedient to parents. Right? There's nothing wrong with the child. There's nothing wrong with the child that grows up to be homosexual. Right? There's nothing wrong with the child that grows up to want to change his gender. This all stems from this wicked ass system, and that's why we need to get out of here. And I'm more important, that's why we need those changed bodies. We need to change our bodies, alright? Because even the say that these bodies are corruptible. They are made like corruptible flesh, okay? When Allah came, he has to change his own body to change into corruptible flesh, okay? Because that's the only way that he could live as a man, showing you that the virgin birth that these Christians are pushing, showing you that all these Christian teachers, right, Anglican, Protestant, Baptist, they are all offshoots of the Catholic Church, because they push the doctrines of the Catholic Church, but showing that the virgin birth is all a hoax, okay? So it's all lies. Now what I want to get is child of adultery. Let me see if I can get a precept. Let me see if I can find that precept. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 23. For first, she had okay. Ecclesiasticus 23 verse 22. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another. And how, according to the scriptures, not according to men now, according to your pastor, but according to the scriptures, what is the prerequisite for marriage? It is sex, okay? Sexual intercourse. The scriptures are what? If a man enticeth a maid and live with her, he shall endow her to be his wife. Meaning that what? You know that all you have to do, right? You know that all you have to do, all you have to do now to get married. You know, don't forget the marriage ceremony now, because all that's just a formality. But the only thing that you need now to be married is just to have sex with a virgin, okay? So like I said, woman instead of virgin, which is basically a woman that has never been touched, okay? A woman that hasn't been betrothed to another man. Let me see if I can get that preset real quick. Right? So I'm thinking yeah, I'm doing the wrong place. If a man enticeth a maid and lie with her. Alright. Exodus 22 verse 16 now. Exodus 22 verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. And that is plain right there. Okay, that is your marriage right there. Okay, you entice a maid, alright, you know what, you seduce a woman and you lie with her, that automatically makes her your wife. That automatically is that's the marriage I'm speaking about. You know, you are required by the law of Yahweh Hashem, you are trying to make that woman your wife, and you can't put her away because there's no divorce in this. There's no divorce. Okay, there's divorce in the scriptures, but divorce is not lawful according to the scriptures. Okay. Now I'm going on. You know, see, that's the same thing with the rape laws. That's why the men get messed up whenever they get those laws, because they can't imagine the idea here. Just show you that in the days of Babylon, so they can't imagine the idea of men just taking women. Just like that. They just grab up a woman, have sex with her, and make her your wife, just like that. No, the men this kingdom can't imagine that. That's basically how it is, because even the scriptures today, women, they are property, okay? They are part of a man's house. You know, he that gets a wife has getting a possession. Okay, that's the apocrypha. That is plain right there. You know, these things are going to come back again, okay? Because when this all hell breaks, the social struggles really kicks in. Martial law, civil unrest, violence in the streets. You're going to see women being degraded from the queens they are right now. Which other word queen just go back to is, or you know, if you have to use I have to use the correct spelling, because if you go into the editing right now and you type QUEEW and N, you know, which is the formal definition for queen, all that you will get is you just get that term, wife of a king, you know, or the female ruler of a kingdom. But if you use the original spelling, which is the QUEAN, then you get the correct etym, which is basically a whore, right? A prostitute. That's exactly what, especially the so-called black one, that's exactly what they have become. Even here in Nigeria, I'm not going to lie, you know, see Chicken Babylon always bringing up this place, talking about that. For the most part, it does. You know, you have some of those Eastern values still preserved. You know, some of those laws that the Most High gave us still preserved for the most part. But this corruption, man, it has gone all over this earth. And you know, the women here are getting worse and worse by the year. That's why we need Yahweh to come back, you know, to cleanse this place of all this wickedness. Right. So continuing on, Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 23, and it reads, For first, she has disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly, she has trespassed against her own husband, and thirdly, she has played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take fruit, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of Yahweh, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of Yahweh. So a child that is giving birth to in adultery, because that's the situation right now. Because that should tell you how scary this kingdom is right now. Where as a man, you can't even trust that your wife, right, that the children that your wife gives birth to you are yours. And all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. For the most, I can't really say I'm sure. I can't really say. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure I'm not one of those children of adultery. Which of course, there's nothing wrong with this time. If I want to just act on that, as it turns out that your mother had sex with another man while she was married to whatever man she was dealing with first, and they gave birth to you. That's why we need those new bodies, because if you are a child of adultery, right? If you are born under adultery and you're one of the elect, you are automatically unclean, okay? Because the children for that is death. Okay, and if not death, you are banished from the tribe, you are banished from Israel. You're not a part of Israel anymore. So now you need that change more than anybody. We all need that change, but you need that change. We need that change, because that's basically what we all are. One way or the other, we're all children are born into adultery. Right? Whether it's because we are serving other gods before we came back into the streets. Okay, none of us were born Israelites. We were born calling upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Who are we calling upon? Calling upon God, Allah, calling upon Jesus, and all to that name in these Christian churches, man. That's why we need these new bodies, because we need to be changed from this adulterous flesh. Because what we deserve is what we deserve, no cap. If they were being honest and being honest and being truthful, we all that we deserve death for what we have done against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because we have already paid for all those things. We have already paid for all of our wickedness through first and foremost we Yahushai, paid for our sins, and of course we have served, as Scripture says, as Lamentations, the punishment of our iniquities. I have to get that. I'm not butcher it. Salakia, let me just put this. See me, you have forgotten where Lamentations is. I'm telling you the wrong place. I'm going. Hold on. Alright, Lamentations 4 verse 6, and it reads, okay, wrong one. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, it is. Okay, Lamentations 4 verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay, so we have, we have already paid for all our sins, specifically the elect, because we know that the two thirds will pay for their sins after there's a face that nuclear destruction, okay? So the elect have already paid for all their sins, through Yahweh Shai, okay? Not of our own power, as Jesus said, lest any man should boast, okay? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, right? Have already paid for all our sins, okay? So now, going back to that's First Corinthians 15. Maybe I was feeling this was like a great something. Okay. First Corinthians 15 verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying as is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Because that is plain, because even from that precept, the Apostle Paul is telling you straight up that we will no longer have to fear death when we get those new bodies. Because first of all, you have the understanding that first of all, the way you realize that you don't have to fear death anymore, that means that you don't have to fear sin anymore, you don't have to fear going off anymore, because as scripture says, in this prophecy, Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah chapter 30, and of course Hebrews 8 verse 8, Jeremiah 31 verse 31 and Hebrews 8 verse 8 tells you that what I will get that the Messiah will make a new covenant with us, in which he write his laws in our inward parts. Alright, so let me get that first. Jeremiah 51 verse 51. You have to get that, so yeah. So this is the book of Jeremiah 31 verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband to them, saith Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. Plain as hell. Okay, so that is plain as hell. So that is the promise right there which the Most High has given us. That He will put the laws in our inward parts. He will give us those hearts of I really said those hearts of flesh and not hearts of stone. That's another precept right here. Right, going into what our hearts being changed, so that we will fear. Man, this breeze is strong, so this breeze is strong, One of the most around here. But basically, what I was going into that, the Most High will give us those new hearts, okay? And will change our hearts so that we will not be able to sin anymore. We will not have, if there's no sin found, if we don't have any sin anymore, then there is no more death. Automatically that we become immortal, because because death, alright, as it says, the wages of sin is death. So all death is as a result of sin. That's why I believe that in the book of Psalms 50, verse the King David said that. Let me get that. Psalms 50, first chapter, I believe. Now I've gone to it in my phone, but then this phone is acting up at the worst time. Right, Psalms 50, first chapter. Here it is. Psalms 51 verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Right, this is a psalm of David. In other words, King David, the man after the Most High's heart. And if he can say this, how much more us, that are born in iniquity in this kingdom? First and foremost, as soon as we are born, so many of us, you have to take a vaccine, a jab in our hand right there. As soon as as soon as we are born, we are dedicated to all these pagan gods, So this is speaking about us right now. This is concerning us right now, okay? Psalm 51 verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. That's why that is why. Okay, now, you're hard pressed to find find somebody that can live up to 100 years because of all these sin that is weighed upon our, that have been brought down upon us, man. That's why people start repeating at 70, 80. When normally that's 70 and 80 just when you are getting into your old age. But now you see that 70 and 80 is considered old in this kingdom. That's basically the average lifespan of a human in this kingdom because of sin, because of all the sin that he has pushed into this kingdom, man. And that's right, it's all these Edomites' fault because you go into the book of First Maccabees, as soon as Alexander the Macedonian, Alexander the Greek, Alexander the Edomite got power, the scriptures just clearly tell you that evils are multiplied on the earth immediately, okay? It's just like that. Just from these devils getting power, man, the earth became a hell of a lot more wicked. And this is what you are seeing right now, okay? So I think I have to go back to that second Esdras 5. Come on, boy. Come on. Swipe up. Come on, swipe. Now let me just finish this before I go back to that second Esdras 5. But that's basically what I wanted to get, okay? Alright, let me 1 Corinthians 15, verse 55. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? And the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. And that is it right there, okay? We have been given the victory over death through our Lord Yahushua. So now what we're waiting for is that change, man. For the Most High to bring that change and so yeah, we have to put this team back into it. Right, as I was saying, so what we're waiting for right now is that change. It looks like to bring that change and we can, we can be what that raised up incorruptible, basically. Alright, so going back to the book of Second Esdras 5 because I also remember the spiritual bit back up that I haven't yet finished going into that, Yeah, it's the second Esdras 5, verse 53. And he shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. Right? That was the men of old, right? The ancient time. I can even clearly see it in the scriptures, man. How during the time of the Adamites, men lived up to 800, 900, 700 years. Then and then slowly, that age started going down and going down. From 900 years to 400, then from 400 to now 120. You see, from 420, now people don't live over a century anymore. And of course, the stature reduced as well because that, and even Esau will tell you in the history that everything was bigger during that time, alright? Everything was bigger. The animals are bigger. Okay, the sharks are bigger. The crocodiles are bigger. Even the freaking kangaroos in Australia were bigger. Lions were bigger during that time. Okay, the snakes were bigger. They'll dig up, ancient. They dig up all these. Sarcasm. Alright, they'll dig up all these fossils of ancient reptiles, ancient creatures during that during ancient times. During ancient times, Ice Age and all that. You know how Esau likes to add extra to his you know how Esau likes to add all those extra stories in science, man. But basically, they'll dig up all these creatures. You know how they are bigger than the ones that are living right now. Okay, you see the biggest anacondas and boa constrictors that could wrap a whole bus, man. That wrap a whole school bus. You see crocodiles the size of football fields. You see sharks that are even that are as big as the whole state. This is the kind of animals that you see that you see ancient animals, but that it's not say that humans they are always been the same stature, more or less, which makes no sense, man. Because you see all these animals are huge, and even today, man, and even today, if you go into the biology of these animals, and you find out that us as humans, we don't stand a chance against them. And they can easily wipe us out, man. That's how you know. And most times preparing a great children for this kingdom through those animals, because when the time comes, man, they don't let it get appreciated. Let it get appreciated. Let me just get appreciated. I believe that is a Micah 4. Woe unto you that desires the day of the Most High. Oh yeah, it's mic off. Well, let me see if I can find this. So okay, I meant Amos. Amos chapter 5, verse 18, and it reads, woe unto you that desire the day of your hour. To what end is it for you? The day of your hour is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Right, so that's his plane right there. It's showing you that, during that time, Yahweh is going to send these animals out. They're going to send them out on the war path, to hunt, and they're going to be hunting flesh in those days. Right? They're going to be going after you, going after going after your unbelievers, okay, with malicious intent. They already do that now. The Most High is already using them as judgments. I know the reason I'm going to get right now, okay? There be spirits, teeth of wild beasts, teeth of wild beasts. Alright, so here it is. Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail, and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Right, that is plain right there. Right, the Most High has and guess what? Even in the scriptures, going back, and I believe that's book of Genesis chapter 5, I believe. Going back to the scriptures, even in the scriptures, the Most High said that he will require the life of men at the hands of beasts. And let me get that. So I can find There it is. Genesis 9 verse 5. Genesis 9 verse 5. And surely your blood of your lives will I require at the hand of every beast, will I require it. At the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of man. That is right there, okay? These are what the spirits of vengeance. That's why you hear somebody, that's why you hear a story of, how a man just killed his wife for no reason. A woman kills his husband. Or yeah, animal attacks, going into this one, the animal just decides to decide to attack them. Or you hear about the shark stories, how all these predators kill a certain amount of people on average every year. That is the children of Yahweh shall shine right there, okay? Now when I was reading Ecclesiasticus 59, there is spirits that were created, and that's the spirits that this is talking about. These animals, they were created for this is part of their role to fulfill upon the earth. As spirits of judgment, spirits of vengeance, even us humans as well. That's part of the reason why we are created as spirits of vengeance, to fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. After all things are created for his pleasure. My brother was speaking about mainly that how we are now less of stature, we're now in every single aspect, even mentally, men. We're not as smart or as sharp as the ancient men were. And people that look into history, you see all the things that these ancient men built that to this day, alright, modern scientists can't replicate. They are so confused about how it was made. That's why things like just going to a little bit Greek fire, the Baghdad battery. Look those up, okay? That meant you seen and building all the ancient structures. The pyramid of Giza, a good example. The Colosseum, all these ancient structures, man. He has no idea how to replicate that, okay? Because one of the brothers in England was actually going into this. That all that we have right now is buildings of brick and iron. Okay, that they can barely last what they barely last 100 years. They will soon they are so easy to fall. But you have things like the Colosseum, the pyramids that have lasted thousands of thousands of years. And barely any damage has barely received any damage because that Greek concrete. Okay, even so admit it, they have no idea what is in that Greek concrete that is making it so strong. Because the concrete that the ancient Greeks used, that they used to build Rome, is different from what we are using right now. It's a lot stronger than what we are using right now. What we are using right now is far weak, it's far inferior to what they used during that time. Even our no, I'm not sure about that one, so let me not mention it. But that's basically it, man. We are less of statue. We're not as intelligent as these ancient men, but you see, he's trying to push that agenda, that narcissism, to make it look like we are the best. That right now we're living in the best generation, we're living in the most enlightened generation and all this. But this is actually the lowest level, the basest of them, because what does going back to that second Esdras, okay, chapter 5, saying that what each generation is weaker than the next. As it's going on down, each generation is getting worse and worse because each generation is getting, because of the wickedness of each generation is getting worse and worse. So each generation they are getting less and less of stature, they're getting more and more. Okay, so here it is. Second Esdras 5 verse 55. And so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth. So that's basically it. We these bodies have passed the strength of their youth. Okay, these bodies are no longer. These bodies, humanity is in its old age, in its dying years. As it is right now. That's why it's just in the book of Matthew 24. Except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. Okay, because now we're going to be decreasing and devolving up until humanity can no longer maintain or sustain itself. Because Yahweh will intervene before that ever happens. Okay, that's what we're even hoping for. That is our hope in our prayer right there. Right there, that the Most High intervene before any of that happens. Gas in my stomach. I don't know where that came out from. I want to go into something else. I had a pitch that I wanted to get up after reading that. Because now you see that we are inferior. Okay, we are no longer in the strength of our youth. We're no longer at the time of the beginning. That's why men could live that long. But now we're in time of our infancy. That's why this is the most definitely the end, man. This is the end. This is it. These are the last days. I don't see our child is coming. It's coming very soon. Because all signs, all the prophecies, all the scriptures, all the signs that you are seeing right now point to this being the end, this being the last time, okay? This being the end of days. What we have to wait for? It's for it to, for it to implement that RFID, microchip, that mark of the beast, and then Allah will come, and then for the deliverance. Of course, the main thing that we're waiting for is the deliverance. But we know that you have to pick up. We have to pick up all these other processes first before we can get that deliverance. Okay, so now let me see. And that's another reason why they are posted and what that is that the natural how does it go again? The natural man perisheth. I don't think it's natural man. I think he said that he's an old man. I basically that his body is perishing, getting weaker and weaker. That's why you get older, your body gets weaker and weaker, and it breaks down up until you die. Okay. So now let me see the count. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's the lesson. So once again, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem Rachat Kodash, Wa Abad Babal,